eternity ago, we did where you guys had to draw that line of best fit, okay? So today we're going to take it a step further, and now we're going to remind ourselves how to write equations of those lines. And we did this way back in chapter 3. So this isn't new, but we got to dig it way out of that file cabinet there, okay? So in the end, they always want it in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So your final equation is always going to be y equals mx plus b. What does m stand for? Very good. And what does b stand for? That's part of your slope. Very good. Your y-intercept. Okay? So if we use this line right here, that we're going to walk through this process. It says, using the food drive graph, how do we find the slope of the line? Remember, slope, you need 2 points. And here's what always tricks people. We need 2 points on the line. They do not have to be data points. So once this line is drawn, these dots actually mean nothing to us. Looking at this graph, are there any perfect points that would be really good to use that are on this line? Ones that cross the corners perfectly. $50, $20, that's not on your line though. You need it to be on your line, not a dot, on your line. Liana? 30, 10, not on your line. Needs to be on the line. Courtney, or Sarah? 40, 15. I like that. It's not a point, but that's okay. It's on the line. That's all that matters. What was your other one, Tone? 80, 30. But is that on your line? Look on your paper. Is it on your line? No. Okay, I like the 2 that Sarah and Tone set out for us. Okay, so we're going to go over here, and we're going to write down, Sarah said 40, 15, and Tone said 80, 30. In order to find the slope, we have to find 2 points, which now we have. Which letter goes on top? Y on top. Y on top. When we find the slope, whoopsies, when we find the slope, the y goes on top. So we're going to go 15 minus 30 divided by 40 minus 80. Very good. 15 minus 30, I'll tell you, is negative 15. 40 minus 80 is negative 40. Sarah's got a calculator out for us. Ms. Hoff's absolutely going to let us use decimals here. Negative 15 divided by negative 40. Ooh, nope. Just do the 2 numbers. Do negative 15 divided by negative 40. Nope, because you got the answer in there. What'd you get? 0.375. Now, Ms. Hoff is going to let us round that to the nearest hundredth. Hundredth is the second number. So what should I round that to? Say it again. 0.38. That is my slope. That is my slope. Okay. 2 points have to come from the line, not data points. Ignore the data points, but have to come from the line. Now at this point, we really can skip this y-intercept question because we're going to use the equation of the line, but we're going to need this whole space. Now, you're going to have to write smaller here. Some of you get crazy with your writing, okay? You are going to have this space right here to do this process, so keep everything in line, write nice and neat. At this point, we're going to steal our slope, our m, which is 0.38, and we're going to pick one of the points that we originally used. Do you want to use 40, 15, or 80, 30? 80, 30. I always label those x and y, so I remember. We need to plug it into point slope. That was y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And the 3 pieces we have to fill in. Notice how much space I've taken up. Some of you are writing so big, you're going to run out of space. Okay. All right, so I write y minus, in the point you just picked, what's the y value? 30 equals, what's my slope? 0.38, parenthesis, x minus, what's my x value? 80. Now, we really need to get this to that original y equals mx plus b. In order to get y by itself, the first thing I have to do is get rid of parentheses. How do I get rid of parentheses in this problem? Multiply. I distribute that. Very good. So I'm going to distribute here. So y minus 30 is not going to change. 0.38 times x is 0.38x. Very good. 0.38 times, don't forget this is negative 80. Yep, multiply them. 0.38 times negative 80. Negative, say it again. 30.4. So when I distribute, I get rid of those parentheses. My very last step is that I need to get y by itself. Right now it's y minus 30. How would I get rid of a negative 30? Very good. I would add 30 to both sides. Cancels here. Y equals, I drop down 0.38x. Very good. Positive or negative? Negative 0.4. That is the equation we're looking for. Now, one way you can check, this number right here is where your line crosses this x or y axis. Well, negative 0.4 is not far below 0, right? If I continued this, that would make sense that it could be just below 0. If you would have calculated this and gotten like 7, not 7, right? Your graph will tell you if you're off to the right track or not. This is the process you will do on every single problem today, over and over and over. And guess what we're going to do tomorrow? The same thing, over and over and over, because you're going to get really good at it, okay? Really good at it. All right, we are skipping the slope and y-intercept interpretation. We are going down to this bottom part. We're not really going to do this, we're not really going to do this interpretation part. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to split my space like almost 1/3 and 2/3. My slope is going to be here because that's my first thing I'm always going to do. And then number 2 is going to be that equation. Okay. Looking at this line, I need to pick 2 points that are on the line, and I'm looking for like perfect points. 2 and 6. Ooh, I like that one, Tone. Somebody else. I'm not going to let Tone answer this one. He's given me 2 now. Sarah? 4 and 1. Nicely done. Okay. 4 and 1. So those are the 2 points we're going to use. Tone said 2, 6. Sarah said 4, 1. X, Y, X, Y. Which letter do I start with? Y. Which one do you want to start with? 6 minus 1 divided by, nicely. If it's 6 minus 1, you got to go 2 minus 4. Follow the same order. Great question. Great question. 6 minus 1. 5. 2 minus 4. Negative 2. 5 divided by negative 2. Negative 2.5. Can I have a negative slope? What does that mean if I have a negative slope? Nope. What does it mean if I have a negative slope? It's falling down, right? As I work from Weiss over to Hoosier, look at that line. It's going down, isn't it? That's good because that's what my slope says. So it's totally fine to have a negative slope. Okay, for my equation, I need my slope. M equals negative 2.5. And you need one of the points. Which one you want to pick? 2, 6, okay? Which you think the other one's easier? Oh, it could be. It depends on who you are, right? Y minus y1 equals m parenthesis x minus x1. There's 3 pieces we have to fill in.
Y minus y1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What that means is the y out of your point, okay? Y minus 6 equals negative 2.5, good job, parenthesis x minus 2. We use 2, 6. We use 2, 6. Okay, what's my next step? Very good. We got to distribute through here, right? So y minus 6 isn't going to change. Negative 2.5 times x. Negative 2.5x. Now be careful on this one. Negative 2.5 times negative 2. Positive 5. Is she right? A negative times a negative? Nicely done. What's my next step? Add 6 to the other side. These cancel. Y equals negative 2.5x plus 11. Does that make sense with my graph?
Yes.
Perfect, right? Perfect. Spot on. Do you guys remember doing this? Yeah? Seems like an eternity ago, though, doesn't it? It's like slowly getting in there. Oh, well, yeah, because chapter 3 was probably like November, October, November. Okay, let's flip it over. We're not going to worry about the interpretation. We're going to do one more, okay? Let me ask you this. If I told you what points to use, would that be better? Instead of you guys looking at the graph and finding them, if I just said use this one and this one. What's that? You can. I think I'm going to give them to you guys when it comes to your homework, though. Okay? I want you to calculate your slope on this one all on your own. I'm going to give you 2 points. I'm going to give you 1560, 45, 100. 1560, 45, 100. Find the slope on your own. Don't go any further, because if your slope is wrong, the whole thing will be wrong. We're going to do little checkpoints here. Y minus y over x minus x.
No, this is you.
Which number did you write down first? You should have written 60. Your y has to be on top. Your y has to be on top, or you will get every single one of these wrong. 60 minus 100 divided by 15 minus 45. Y has to be on top every time. Rise over run. Y is your rise. 60 minus 100, negative 40. 15 minus 45, negative 30. When you divide those, you get, is it 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3? So Ms. Hoff always wants us to have 2 numbers after the decimal. So 1.33, repeating. Okay, if it's repeating, the next number would be a 3. Is 3 going to be big enough to round this up? No, so 1.33. 1.33. You shouldn't, because I want you to round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, for your equation, we have to use the slope we just found, which was 1.33, and I want you to use 15 comma 60. Remember, the equation is y minus y1 equals m parenthesis x minus x1. We're going to do one step at a time together. Well, not together. You're going to do it, and then I'm going to show you the answer so you don't get too far with making a mistake. First things first, just go replace those three things I have highlighted. Replace y1, m, and x1. Then don't go any further. Just fill in those three blanks first. Anybody I haven't heard from today willing to tell me what you wrote as an equation? Jack? Very good. X minus 15. Nicely done, sir. Very good. Okay, what's my next step? Distribute your 1.33. Do it on your own, and then we'll check in to see what you got as the answer. Yes, you times it. You didn't hit the right key. 1.33 times x. 1.33x. Allison? 1.33 times negative 15. 19.95? Positive or negative? Careful, it's a negative 19.55. Everybody else get 19.55 though? Sam, what's next? Plus 60. Y equals 1.33x. 45? Positive or negative? Positive. Remember, just type this into your calculator just like you see it. Negative 19.55 plus 60. Now, how does Ms. Hoff tell us to check that we did that correctly? Look at your graph. 40.45. Does that make sense? Yeah, 40.45 is just above 40. You guys, I'm super impressed right now. Like, it takes a little bit, but this is coming back to you. I like it. Sarah, question. 4.5? 40.05? Is this 19.95? 19.55? 95. Okay, I get it. Then that would make sense for it to be a 0. Okay, 19.95 and then 40.05. Is that what you're telling me? Okay, thank you for correcting that. That was Miss Hoff's hard of hearing ears there. Okay. Jack, you're like in a rush or what? Okay, I'm going to give you a worksheet here. Actually, this isn't our homework. Actually, I'm going to change my mind. We're skipping example 3. Example 4, I'm going to make that your homework. This is problem number 1. This is your homework. I'm changing my mind here because the other paper doesn't have enough space for you to do any work on. This is your homework, and I want you to use the points. I'm going to give you the points here. 5, 250, and I don't know if I like 40 and 450. I'd rather 50 and 500. I know. Everybody has to use those two, okay? You do not have to make a conjecture. Miss Hoff just wants you to write the equation like you have been. Okay? Then let's make this homework number 2. The one on the bottom. We're going to make it homework number 2. And I'm going to give you the points 1, 40 and 4.5, 25. Again, you don't have to make the conjecture, just write the equation. Just write the equation. Anything on the back? Flip it over. Skip example 5. And on this one, ignore the points, or ignore the directions. Write equation, like we have been, and Miss Hoff will give you the 2 points. 0.40, 1,500. Yep, that's all I want you to do. Nope. And 0.90, 3,000. Just 3 questions. Because this is tough. Like, it's going to take you some time. Okay? Don't worry about what the question asks. What are you doing on every single one? Write the equation. That's all I want. First thing, you find the slope. Second thing, you write the equation and be done. Okay? Anybody need me to go back, or did you all get those points? Say it again. Example 4. 1, 40 and 4.5, 25. Hold on, did you write that on the right one? Oh, I just gave you the wrong one. Nope, erase those points I just gave you. That was my bad. I'm sorry. Nothing, not you guys. I screwed that up. 5, 250. And then 50, 500. Sorry, that was my bad.